All right, time to start our morning. Click, click. Let's see, where are we? Pointers are run. All right, let's see. Good morning.
What up?
Well, I'll tell you what's up. I magically got all the pointers out before we got on this call, which is crazy.
It,
It
I
happened.
saw I saw I started getting alerts. I was like, oh, he did it.
It
He
happened.
he did it.
It worked. Yay! Feels good, but this was a long process, so I got to figure out how to trim it down a little bit. But the quality and what I've got out there right now is really good for everybody. So we've got some good stuff in terms of trade idea almost for every ticker. Sometimes that trade idea is no trade, but at least I'm trying for every ticker to get that. Charts are up for every ticker too, if there's a trade, and um, and the analysis is there, and I've got little blurbs in the daily pointers too. So if you don't want to read every pointer for everything, you can just get the little teaser in the daily pointers channel. So I'm excited about that to get that all kind of lopped in and done. It's also taking today will be the first day it takes all the SMA curls, the Jinja pivot levels, and all that stuff and ties it in there too. So you're going to start seeing references to all that goodness. Anyway, all right, I don't want to waste our morning here. It's 8:59. What do you want to do, Dr. Jinja?
I'll start.
Yo, whoa, okay. Hold on. Let me get you.
Okay,
Let me get.
okay.
Whoa. Hold on. Let me get you on here then. I see your charts. I see you. I see people. All yours, brother.
All right. Good morning, everyone. We got here Big Daddy and Jeff. Welcome back, sir, from vacation. I hope you are on vacation. Hope you're nice and reset for this. Okay, let me just get this
You're
this
still
here.
yawning. You're still on vacation. I,
No,
uh,
man.
I don't think JF was on vacation. I think it was JSI,
No.
but JF is probably always on
Oh,
vacation.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's okay. All good.
I confuse them.
That's okay. They all need a
Okay,
vacation. I think I need one
we all
too.
we all do, right? Awesome
Definitely.
to go. Okay, so let's get started here. I want to start with Spy. Obviously, um, we were at 778, and I was like, this is probably gonna be the top for now. We're gonna retest the EMAs, and guess what? Here we are. Yesterday, I said it on the morning call. I doubt that we're gonna break above the this gap and the EMA, and look exactly what happened
Beautiful.
here. We just went there, and this would have been and I did short it here on a 0 DT yesterday once we got to the top of the gap, and we rejected it. And then at the end of the day, with all the volatility, it took another trade. I didn't even announce. It was amazing. Made a 56% in literally less than 5 minutes. Um, Guys, the war right now apparently is on standby. What is going to scare everyone is what we did yesterday, right? We're buying back the treasury bonds from 2 billion to 4. That's not good. That is not good. That almost takes out of the way the equation that we're going to get lower interest rates, because we're just pumping and injecting more liquidity to the markets. We're printing more money out of thin air, and that is not good. And it's very interesting. If you guys had the chance to listen to us yesterday on Charter Talk, that's a series that we're gonna do every Wednesday now. Me and Banana, we're gonna go over the market, kind of the economy, and we're gonna pick one or two stocks, one or two tickers to go over them, and we'll open the floor also to Q&A questions for 5-10 minutes to chart and see what you guys want us to do. So if go listen to that, we touched like a lot of crucial points right there that are exactly happening as we speak. So
I'm dropping the
we're in a
link
tough
right here
spot.
in the chat here for everybody too, if they want it. There's the
That's
link to
awesome.
the Discord channel, where to the actual
Awesome.
link.
Yeah, video. Like this is right now. It's tough. Okay, trading from here to here was almost your A plus setup, filling up the gaps. Look how far the 200 is. It's it's miles away, right? I I've been saying it for the past week and a half, even before I went on vacation. 760 is the first target. Look, there's no support right now here. Okay, what I'm expecting is I don't want this to go down right now because then your stop loss is going to need to be around here. I would love we open, we bounce, we go here to 770, 769, and we reject. And then I would love to get in there at a long term to hit this 760 right here. Okay. This is what SPY, not much to talk about it right now. It's just like hope for the bounce. And then if we see the rejection come down, I don't see it unless something out of the ordinary that we don't have this weekend. What do we have tomorrow, Banana? Do we have NFP
PMI,
tomorrow?
yeah, we do. We
PMI.
got global PMI, so it's not just a measured
Okay, so
U.S.
there
market.
might be it. We might need to wait for that data tomorrow to see what, and that would might be what it will probably will pump initially here and then to reject.
Just keep in mind too. I'll say it now because we've got a bunch of people on that PMI announcement. That those numbers don't come out till 9:45 New York time. So it's not pre-market. It's post-open, 15 minutes into the open. So if you're used to trading that first 15, 20 minutes for the volatility, hold your hat.
Actually, I love that. We can get a really good move
Yep.
there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The way usually you trade that is you wait for the candle to happen, and the candle is gonna make a wick or the bottom or the top, and then you trade the other direction for a retracement or for a bounce fast and you get out. But we'll go over that tomorrow. That's another story. But that's great. So this is about SPY. This is what I think. There's not much to talk about it. I'm not even going to touch Qs. I'm going to leave that to Banana. One thing that I want to talk is Tesla, guys. We spoke about Tesla at 335, right? 335 key level here. We hold, we go into it. Look, we are back again at the 350s. Amazing. Holding perfectly the 300 mark right there, right? A little fake, but that's normal because 300 is a big level. Everyone has their stop loss around 298, 300, and they went all the way to 293. You get stop everyone. And then typical Tesla is going in steps up, right? And when this thing starts going up, be careful. Now, just follow EMAs. That's what I have to say. Follow the EMAs. We come down here to the 50. Maybe here. I would not like to see this go below 335 again. Maybe 330 will be the lowest because it can be a double top here. Okay, but the trade was there initially to take. I still think we're gonna close. This is the gap from earnings. I think no matter what happens, if we go up or down, we close this gap before if they want to push it down. We're gonna close this gap first. Okay. Know how Tesla works, right? Never buy at the top. Always wait for this. And this is why I was saying for the past 3 days, I like SpaceX at 135. I didn't get in the hype. I didn't get here all excited to go. So let it come to me. Guess where SpaceX is? We hit 135.26 after hours. Okay. So what is it's our 50 MA here, but this is the level that I'm waiting for. Okay. I don't think it's still, I wanted to sweep this level. You might not give it. I'll see how it trades today. But the perfect trade is to come a little bit lower, sweep the level, and then we get in. Okay.
I wonder if
and
that one will work. That'll be an interesting one because
yeah.
the open on the IPO is always an interesting level to play with.
Yep. Yep. I'll see. Stop loss here, and this is why I don't want to get in here because
Yeah.
they can wick it all the way to 130. this level right here. Okay, 130.83. See the support there. Okay, this is the big level. There's a lot more interest. You got to know how to read the charts and see where the interest is. Look, wick. So a lot of interest here. I would love to come and retest here and then see, okay, is this strong enough to bounce? Here, you need to hold $4. What we can do is once we get here, and if we see this is a reverse candle that is starting to look like it, right? Starting to look like a hammer candle here. We gotta wait for it to close. You can enter a small position. And then if it comes down, then you've filled the rest of it. But just in case it just bounces from here. So I'm liking this here on SpaceX. Another one that I want to go over is like I took a trade. I got out completely. Maybe I made a mistake. Okay, it's Celsius. I know there's some members on this. The way they took Celsius, where they took cash secure puts at 28 to cover, and then you made the money on the option side on the contract. This can definitely go up here 33, and then the top will be 34.26. This is. I would not enter now. I'll enter for a little, and that's why I exited yesterday. Waiting for this just to come a little bit here, and then see if I can get another entry. Right, retest this level. Every single time you have a breakout, the market loves to come and retest the previous resistance. Okay, and that resistance now needs to serve as support. Okay, and that is your A+ setup. That's when you know, okay, this is strong. This came down here, and it's holding the 21 EMA and all the EMAs here, and I can get in here. Okay, so guys, if it comes down to 30, 37, 30, and you see the bounce enter, that would be a great trade there. Well, I think we need to talk about Moderna, right? It's insane what happened. I think there's a really good trade to be made there. We've got to be patient, okay? This is typical explosion opening the EMAs, okay? What do you do here? You wait for the 50, okay? I mean, you wait for the 90 EMA right here. Okay? This is where you got to wait. If it goes, you lost it, but you got to wait here. If it comes here at 134 and you see it's bouncing, you can get in, okay? Don't go hero and go full pop because it can to 112, 113, okay? Look at the volume. What I tell everyone, the volume doesn't lie. Look at the volume on this thing here, okay? Look at the regular volume that the stock has, and look what happened here, okay? And yesterday, and I think I also said it on the morning call, it is time to start looking into other sectors, finance, retail. We definitely talked about it on the chart talk. Gold, I talked a lot about gold yesterday. Gold is pumping again. So as silver, people are edging, right, from the tech. People are starting to protect their capital due to the recent news, due to what the government, no one expected what happened yesterday with a double buyback on the treasury bonds. That's not good news at all for inflation, for interest rates. I said it here before everyone was in the call. I doubt there's almost 0% chance now to be lower interest rates, right?
Yeah.
There's a big chance that we're gonna go in September and hire them against Trump's will, against everything. There was a division with the Fed. 3 people voted to raise the interest rates. So there's a lot of pressure now. On the next one after this, and oil, I totally forgot about the oil. I'm going a little bit away from the tech because I think tech now the levels are there. It's all the same. So I want everyone to understand there's other things that we can start looking at to make money that is a less risky as tech right now. Okay, Moderna, I'm gonna look into this. This was that completely look beautiful. Here went right there to that pivot level and rejected. Okay, now you got to look to the left. Where are your support levels here? This needs to come down a little bit for us to enter. Okay, that's why I like this area here, the 138. Now we just start looking at the EMAs on the time frames here. 138, 134. Come down. It set up an alert if he comes down here and you see the bounce, we can get in. Okay. Let me go show you guys. I talked about this over a month ago that the oil companies look really good, right? I talked about it. We were around here. Okay. It was right before, a week before I went on vacation. We were here. I said, look at Exxon. Look at Chevron. This is looking really good to go and get those all-time highs there. Look what we did. We came retest the 50 MA. Boom. Perfect. Okay. There's going to be a trade here. We missed the upside, and that I totally forgot about this. Okay. This was an amazing trade here. Well, look, Exxon here did exactly the same thing, right? He broke the pennant to the upside, and there we go. Perfect here. Okay. If this does a double top, we have a really good chance of shorting it and then come here and retest the pennant. That's the trade. We lost the boat to the upside. We're gonna. I don't want it really to come down now here. I wanted to try to bounce and go. You can short it here if you want to the EMA. Okay, to this level. You can do that. Just buy yourself time, because this is going fast. This is going, but there's you buy yourself time in this contract, but you don't stay too long for the downside. Okay. Looked really good. We missed that. Okay. So keep an eye on this too, for that double top. I'm gonna set up alerts. I didn't set up an alert. That was a mistake. I'm gonna do for the next time. Okay. So there's a trade idea there. You can pick which one do you like the most. Okay. Exxon or Chevron. Let's go back to tech here, guys. But the alt sector also, it is starting to look very, very interesting. Let's go back to our dollar, right? We talked about the dollar yesterday, and I mentioned if we lose this channel, it can get ugly. This is what's being very interesting now. What happened yesterday with the news, the dollar here is weakening, right? Because we're bringing more liquidity to the market. And for the first time, because what we are doing affects interest rates, the dollar went down and the markets went down. Okay. So this is why I want to talk about the dollar. This chart right now that I usually use to help me, it's probably going to be useless because we're devaluing the price of the currency and we're implementing fear in the market with the raise of interest rates. So it's a lose-lose for both charts. Okay, so I probably not going to look more into this. When we did this, the market should have pumped, and the market did pump yesterday. So now we know why was the pump there initially. Like the market, this comes down, the market went up on SPY. We know what it was, that big candle, but then the market easily realized that there was a big no-no for the rise of interest rates. Okay. I have 4 more minutes. I want to end at 8:20. I want to talk a little bit about Apple. Apple held perfectly the 300. Okay, we talked about that. That was a key level. It's getting right now here to its resistance. Okay, 319, 320. If you see some weakness, we can take a short and come and retest these levels. I don't know if Apple is going to have what it takes to continue this climb here. Okay,
It's definitely hit a wall up here on the overnight, so it looks pretty flat. but you got
Yeah,
support coming
look.
up underneath it, maybe.
Yeah, look here. You
Yep.
see that? So we bounce here. This is the normal
Mm-hmm.
place where it goes. Now you just look at that level, okay? You can get in here now. You're just gonna you put your stop loss above that. You put your stop loss probably like at 321 or 320.50, right? It's gonna come down here to the EMAs. It's gonna bounce a little bit off the 9. You just need to make sure the bounce doesn't go above this wicks, okay? You can easily make a trend line here right now like this, okay? It cannot go above that. As long as there, you're safe. And then it can come retest here, and I would definitely take some profits here, because this is strong support right here when both EMAs are. Okay. And then if this starts like going sideways or coming down, this is going to go a little bit sideways as well. So your level, it will be here. Wick, it will be this 311. Okay, 312. But this is a good spot to get into Apple, with a we're not too risky of a stop loss. It's that level right there. Look, we went there perfectly and rejected. Okay. Last one, I have 2 minutes because someone asked me about it, is Meta. Okay. They said, oh, Meta looks nice. I said, I don't like it. I don't love it here. You gotta wait. And the reason I didn't like it, it was because we were around here. It was forming. It looked like a double bottom, right? And look at the EMAs. But once we get this double bottom, then you're gonna have gaps on the EMAs. Yes, if it bounces here, you can go up and hit the 9 and then hit the 21. That is the trade. Now I would definitely go short. If it bounces to here and to the 21 EMA, I will look to see if it rejects, and I will take a short to 519. I not there. I would say a short here, 523.76. Okay, because it can come here and bounce. Everyone who's waiting for the lower one, they love to do that. Comes here and it bounces. So you can take shorts. 523. So you're in the money when it gets there, and it pays you nice and well. Okay, this is a key level right now. We swept that level, and we bounced. But look what happened. We got to the EMA, and we're coming back again. So it didn't sustain the bounce. Okay. So I like shorts here. I want to see if we go there. This will be the ideal entrance here. But this is just my follow the 9 EMA and continue. Okay. And Meta downside for sure. Okay, that's it for me.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. I'm gonna switch over to my charts. All right, cool. All right, starting over here, VIX elevated this morning. You saw the overnight with a nice curl up here with this rejection right off the 17,450. Key pivot is 17,325 here, so haven't hit that yet, but we did get the rejection nonetheless. Took back the 4-hour 9. Rejected off the 4-hour 20. We are now in compression between those two, with the daily 9 coming down on top too. So we have more resistance than support here, as you can see. 4-hour 50 as well coming in line here. That would typically be great for the market for that push, but the news and the stuff that's coming out is stronger than that. I expect to see the VIX start to move here. This is one of those areas where you see the VIX has this shakeout like it had yesterday, and then that's the shakeout prior to the breakout. So I do think that we're going to see a little bit of pressure added on here and see things move. You can tell just from the precursor looking at ES right here. We've got ES flattened out on the overnight, tailed down again, inverted VIX basically, losing all supports here and closing on down to lower levels. We've got D20 in support, 4-hour 200 in support, and then we have 7611, which is the line I drew for a target area for in terms of structural target, plus the weekly 9 just below it here. These are lower levels, and again, these all coincide with that gap as Gingy was talking about before, which puts us roughly at 758 and change in SPY. If you look at SPY on that type of gap, again, we're at 765 right now. So here's roughly where my my cursor is where we are going to open roughly. So that gap down to here isn't too hard of a run. We have tons of support down here. We are not going to zero all at once. We're not going to zero, period. But we do need to fix this punishment out and figure out what we're going to be doing in terms of a market, in terms of reaction to the feasibility of interest rate cuts and how that actually affects the economy. The truth of the matter is if once you mull this all through the washing machine and you get that all turned out, the economy will actually comes back stronger through this if we take that punishment and start to feed through it. The only part that affects this a little bit more is we add the uncertainty of the election cycle here that's coming. So we have geopolitical on the war side. We've got North Korea with triple the amount of nukes we thought they had. We've got China pushing edges on one side. We have Russia pushing edges on the other side. We have the Middle East joining the U.S. and things. The world is crazy right now. So everything geopolitical is just a little bit insane. And that pressure on top of midterms and uncertainty in who's running the country, is it going to be the Senate or is it going to be the president? That decision will be made in the next couple of months. So expect a lot of volatility here. Expect that pressure. All that pressure doesn't coincide to just this one run here. It definitely far expands past that. But what it does do is we're showing you the precursor for where we are at. Filling in this gap here, like we talked about, is very, very feasible. Getting down to 758.61 SPY is not out of the question. And like I said, we have supports underneath here, and we're not going to do everything all at once today. And that doesn't mean that we're necessarily going there too. We do have supports in this range as well. We saw SPY hold 764.15. We don't want to close below 765. What is it? 767. 80. No, sorry. 765.86 is kind of my close. If we close below that, then that kind of confirms the pin, and we continue to go. Looking at Bitcoin here, we've got salvation somewhere. Crypto is the ticker of the gods here today. So obviously, White House push and everything going on there was great. Be careful on the short run with the news. We still need Senate approvals and pushes on here to continue that process. Obviously, a lot more energy behind this now. There will be pullbacks, so don't be fooled by that part. However, I hope we see the last of this 63,100, 63,800 range. I would like to climb back into and start using our 65, 7, 65, 8 range as our back test, and then bounces and push forwards. Short-term stuff on Bitcoin's positive. You're going to be okay. Market pulling back is going to affect it, but not as much as it has in the past. I am hoping for a 2028, 2029 decoupling where we have complete autonomy in Bitcoin. It's either that or it won't exist at that point because it'll be too tied. Then we get back over here to, yeah, I know, bold statement, but whatever. It is what it is. Yes. So here's the 1 minute. You see the bounce off the floor here, 7,680. That's the new floor for the past week. So we've got a new weekly low here at this level. And we bounced off it. It's got a little bit of flattening here, but again, I think we're waiting for retail to open as well as institutional. Oil's up 86, 88 was the target in terms of where we start to break out here. We hit 87.69, so we got darn close. Things are kind of brewing in that section here geopolitically, and then we've got the VIX, which is somewhat stabilized at the midpoint from the run it shot up this morning. I'm not going to go SPY. I am going to hop on the Qs for a second. Actually, let me do SPY on the daily just real quickly, show you where we're at. Because 765.90 currently is here, right? So we're halfway. We're at the quarter mark off the bottom of the thing. So this is a halfway. Here's the top, halfway, bottom. We're roughly in the ending in the quarter mark of this going down. This is exactly as predicted earlier in the week. We talked about this and in terms of heading to the bottom and bouncing off the bottom here or losing, and then we've got a support in range underneath that as well. So we're right in the spot here where we said we'd be. This again takes a minute to get there, but whether we bounce off the quarter mark and shoot back up or we come back down, we still have yet to see. But this is a tasty level here, and it shows up pretty strong on Jinja charts. So we're gonna be very, very cautious with that. Make sure that we, and if we backfill those now, we're prepared for them. Q's taking a big dump on all of this here from the overnight. Straight shot down candle. The range is the same as yesterday so far, a little bit extra, but it was a massive move on the 4 a.m. candle to come on down here. So that overnight session with geopolitical and everything going on there is really what's driving a lot of this. The obviously the bigger part of that is the financial part with Bessent and buying out all these bonds. So we do need to be very aware. That's going to have a bigger effect than it is for the retail overnight traders. So we're going to see some high volatility into the open here. So be very, very cautious in the first half hour here and wait for. Let's see, I just want to double check. We do have Fed Musalem's speech at 11 o'clock, which I don't think it's going to do any good. Nobody really pays too much attention, but we have a 4-week bill auction too and a 30-year tips. Very, very small in normal things, but those will actually have an effect today because those will be the first time we see bond sales in this new understanding here. Popping over to the daily on the Qs. Again, we're at 711, 712. So we are right in this range here. Weekly 9 right below us, pointed down, but D20 and 4-hour 50 as support underneath. This is going to be a caution area here too. Again, here's that downtrend that we could backtest entirely. Today's number would put us almost at 692, which is way out of whack. We're not getting down that low. This is just very, very steep. But just keep in mind, as this slope looks extremely steep now, we could continue to cascade to catch up to it before we bounce. Monthly pivot 692.26. That's a real number. August is the 20th. We have 10, 11 days left. That is a possibility. So don't mark that out. That's a real one. That is always a possibility here. And it's not just going to be chip led either anymore. Now this is going to be entirely economically led. So don't look for cues in NVIDIA or Soxel for this range. NVIDIA, speak of the devil, here we are, flattened out, which is nice to see. Chips flattening out, trying to take that grunt of all that news and not be the catalyst for it to push lower. I don't think the chips have a major part in that story either. So it is very, very possible that these independent companies are the ones that kind of hold the line at certain levels. So do expect the economy, the economic part in the indices to take a hit. Do also expect that the chips may act a little bit differently in this. And they are not safe harbor by any means because from an inflationary standpoint and from a further investment standpoint, they're going to get hit. But do look at this. It's 9:30. Ginger's hopping over to his channel. Guys, you can hop on over there too. I will finish up here in the next 5 minutes and then move on over that direction. All right. Soxel on the... Soxel on the 4-hour here, taking some recovery in right now, which is good to see from the on the bounce here. Everything kind of hit that lows. Be careful of the bounces here. If you guys are looking to take profits on things or unsure about your entries, your entry isn't right here right now. Your morning entry is after this all settles and we see where this all gets to. If you're holding overnight positions or longer term positions, again, just reevaluate where you're at. Make sure that you're comfortable with the lower levels and put your stops in. My target here for the floors for Soxel can be all the way down here to 103. D200 in support. This coincides with levels if you look left. I'm not concerned about it. It will be brief if we get there. It'll be fast run. You've seen Soxel do it, boom, boom, and then out. More importantly, like I just told you, I think chips may react differently to all of this news. So I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to hold. My contracts have time, and I'm sitting and waiting. Buying opportunity down here for me, hell yeah. If we see it, I'm in it. And that's where I'm at for it. So just make sure you don't put yourselves over leveraged and get into bad positions there. All right, here's Soxel on the daily. You can see, look at this. I mean, we back tested this. This line was drawn to it, so I can't say that. But we bounced off it anyway, and we're headed back up on the run here. So monthly 9 in support, full support, 83-degree angle. Looks nice here. Let's see if we can get this bounce out of here and push on up through on the chips, especially with Soxel. MU holding support, looks good. CRDO, it looks decent here. Filed on the bottom. I'm gonna again just recommend you guys watch this one, watch the run. Yesterday was pretty flat in terms of once we got down to this level, a little harder to trade there, but let's see if we can get the action out of this like we typically do. Right now, looking at it, it's a no trade on the 5-minute chart. Just looking to see where we can pop to. If we get a nice high run up and we get up to that daily 50, popping up there, that might be your area to look for the rejection and look for the loss of the 5-minute 9 and 5-minute 20, which will then give you your opportunity to short the top of that if it's there for a nice day trade scalp only. Moving on down the line here, we did SpaceX, we did all that. He did Apple, he did them all. Netflix was the trade of the day in the pointers. They are specified. Where am I here? Why don't I have it on here? Look at that, ain't that a bitch? Wow. Oh, this chart. Oh, I got reset. That's right. I got reset and I hadn't saved this chart, so I got to manually drop this all in again. There we go. Anyway, trade of the day. Check out the pointers for this. Some key levels to jump in on this one as well. And possible run up. Keep your stop in place as mentioned in there. Here's the first candle on the opening bell for SPY. We can see that push here trying to reclaim. Watch out, 764.15 is the bar set for the bottom. And again, here's our level here, 758.70 with the 4-hour 50 in support and the weekly 9 just under with the daily 50. So lots and lots and lots of support down here on the overall. I anticipate us closing this gap probably here today on the open, and then we probably look to see if we reject to start heading back in these directions. So play it cautiously, take your profits, enjoy. That is all I have for you on that. I am looking over to see if there's any comments. If we see it, how much time you buying? Pocket Change, tell me which ticker I was on when I said that. My apologies.
Stockstill. That's okay. Stockstill at 105 or something, bottom floor.
Yeah. So if we get all the way down here, which is super low, you're going to buy 2 months out probably. Like 60 days on Stockstill is kind of the norm now for your entries. You're looking to exit probably within 10, right? So a 60-day purchase with a 10-day planned exit is the biggest swing you can handle right now with the way with the volatility we have. I am also looking to see where our bounce point puts us so that we can plan for another exit should we need to in the future. But I like it here for an entry 60 days out. I bought in actually. I have 2 scales in. I have one a little higher up here, and my second one down below the monthly 9 here-ish. And then I was looking this morning. I was hoping maybe we get a little bit lower into this range so I can buy it again. But being realistic to the fact that we're probably going to get a little push up here in the morning to see where we go from that. So fun stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Right on. Thank you, brother.
Hey, thanks for waking up early to join the show. Appreciate it.
Oh, we're here. We're back on. Let's go.
All right, let's do this. All
Cool, bro.
right. Anybody else need anything? If not, I am going to end the pre-market call with my wonderful video and then post it up for you guys. All right, everybody, head on over to Jinja. Thank you.